All right, hello, hello, hello. All right, so we're gonna jump right into things today. I actually do have to take off a little bit early. I know you East Coasters are probably dealing with the same thing we are. We're under like the winter, not winter, but like harsh storm watch. Our tides in Annapolis are supposed to be 4 feet higher than normal, so downtown Annapolis is pretty much going to be underwater. Um, yeah, it already has issues when we have like a heavy rain, but it's supposed to be crazy with the high tide today. So I got to actually run out and help a friend of mine fill some sandbags. I guess they're going to sandbag a bit of their stuff down in Eastport. So yeah, so it should be yeah, it's going to be a little craziness today. Schools are actually getting out 2 hours early because of the weather. It's very odd that you see 2 hour early dismissal. It's like because there's going to be like snow, right? Nope, nope. It's hard rain. So yeah, all schools are out. Recess actually go a full day, but he always gets out earlier anyway, so it's not a big deal. But yeah, Jen and Asher are out, so 2 hours early. So it's going to be yeah, fun, fun, fun. Yeah, surf's up. Yeah, pretty much. And like we're supposed to have now, there's high winds on it too. They're like sustained 25 to 35 mile an hour winds with gusts up to 60 miles an hour. So it should be really exciting. We're supposed to practice tonight. I called the county last night and they're like, yeah, we'll make the decision before noon. And I woke up and saw that there's a wind warning that's like, stay away from power lines and trees. I'm like, yeah, I can't put the kids outside tonight. So yeah, fun. Yeah, so today will be a little bit fast, a little bit abbreviated. It is what it is. I gotta go help a buddy of mine while we can. My mom is actually supposed to fly in from Austin today. She's been out at my sister's. If you guys remember her trying to fly out, I told her, I was like, hey, listen, you probably want to change your flight. There's massive amounts of weather coming in here. I was like, because worst case scenario, you try to come back today and they're like, nope, sorry, we're not going back into that area. You got stuck in Atlanta overnight, Mom. I was like, you should just reschedule it. And she got an email right after that. So she's rescheduled. She actually comes back tomorrow, I guess. Not today. So yeah, I was like, well, we dodged a bullet on that one. Anyway, let's just jump into things. For the most part, markets are pretty flat overall. You're seeing that yen strength continue to I would say, stay in the market, right? Um, is it massive amounts? No, I mean, dollar yen down 53. It's a decent mover, right? I mean, it's yen strength, so it's kind of a weird thing we're talking about here. And then pound yen down 66 as well. Besides that, everything else is completely flat. 9, 0, 13, 6, 1, 7. I mean, thank God for the dollar Swiss. Whew, big mover there at 13. Again, there's just no catalyst right now. We need that catalyst, right? We need that juice. And we ain't got it right now, right? We got nothing until 7:30 p.m. tonight. We get the yearly data. The Australian data last night was pretty decent. There was an adjustment down. Yeah, there was an adjustment down, but then the retail sales beat on the top side, so that may be why it was a little bit higher. But overall, good data for the Aussie. But it's at a stage right now even with great retail sales. Are they going to raise interest rates? No, no. It's just how fast they're going to cut, and with good retail sales, you would assume that they're going to cut a little bit faster than what the expectation was. Okay. Today, obviously nothing. 7:30 p.m. tonight, we got yearly CPI 4.4. Technically, we consider it a weak sign, right? You're not raising interest rates if it's dropping half a percentage. We'll see if that's too much, or maybe it's a little higher, or maybe it's in more. Maybe it's a 4.2. We see massive amounts, but I think there's a pretty decent setup tonight with the Aussie. Tomorrow, still no news. It's like, did I check nothing? You can see it's all in here, and yeah, still nothing. 9:15. We're gonna get Bailey speaking. Maybe that gives us a little bit of pound movement, kind of in the later part of the day for them. But still, just not a big. This is one of those weeks that just it's kind of anemic as far as news releases. At least early on in the week, gets a little bit better at the end. Got some data tomorrow, but today not so much. And because of it, that's why we're seeing not a lot of movement. And it's one of those things. There's a lesson to be taken from this when there's this much movement out there. Again, look for a trading opportunity. If it's there, great. If it's not there, go do something else. Again, use technology. If you're not getting the movement, there's no point in sitting there, watching paint dry. Is kind of where we're at. Jumping across. Let's go back up. Whoops, I thought I clicked it over here. All right, so VIX. Yesterday, VIX deteriorated down. You can see in the overnight, really not much. We're kind of where we were, where we closed Friday. I mean, kind of peaked up over the weekend, which we see. It rallied, it kind of fell back down again and then paused, and we're kind of sitting right there. Not a whole lot going on. Dollar, basically the same exact spot. We were sitting right here yesterday. Actually, here's the 9:30 candle right here. We're literally sitting. Here's the 9:30 candle. You can see we're right here on the same exact candle. So a little bit of a push down and then rally back up, and then again, No real main U.S. news, no major headlines. We're 235. It's exactly where we were this time yesterday. Although yesterday we were more positive, today you're seeing all the indices more in the red. Okay. I did see an article this morning. It said that I forget who wrote it, but it was basically talking about how seeing that early rate cut, or the belief of the early rate cut is kind of dissipating. And we're like, wow, we've been saying that forever. I don't know why the market was overzealous with the early rate cut, but it looks like they're starting to acknowledge that, well, maybe we're not going to get the March rate cut like we hoped for, right? Maybe it's not going to be as good. So yeah. But yeah, no movement there. All the indices, okay in the red. Commodities all up. Now, oil 71, 76, a little bit higher. Natural gas up. Again, we were seeing it pull back yesterday. Natural gas up over 3 again, 315. It's up another 5% today, 2 days in a row. And again, a lot of that too is because the storm kind of crept up on us. I hadn't heard anything about it, and then all of a sudden, I mean, I didn't even know it was going to rain. Like it just rained. It's like it's not a big deal. I got the call from the school and the email yesterday saying that because of the severe weather, I was like, severe weather? What are you talking about? And then it's like, yeah, massive amounts of rain coming in. So it's a shame because we got, a ton of rain on Saturday, and people north of us got the snow. Like, I guess it was 10 years ago or 12 years ago, something like that, 13 years. We got like a back-to-back storm. It was like we got 2 feet, and then like 3-4 days later, we got another 2 feet. It was insane. It's like, wow, this is kind of like a repeat of that, except that cold winter burst didn't come as far down. It's like, I wonder if that cold burst would have came down, like swept down into like lower Virginia, right? We would have got a bunch of snow this weekend, and then having this second storm, that would have been our like double whammy right there. That would have been kind of fun. But yeah, it's not what we're getting. But anyway, with severe news, you will see natural gas rise up again. So you're seeing that kind of pop. Gold and silver also both up, but just a little tiny bit. I mean, 235 and 23, again, 23 being a sticking point. The gold I'm surprised is a little bit higher than what I think it should be right now, but we'll see what it does today. I mean, again, the dollar's not really doing much. Gold being higher, not a whole lot you got to worry about there. So that may be coming down quick. Looking at the Aussie. So the Aussie. So yesterday morning, we did see a little bit of dollar weakness come in, and then as soon as we had the Aussie data, we had the weakness roll right back in. And we're really, I mean, this is where we were yesterday morning. We're kind of sitting in the same spot. Can we draw much from this? I mean, there's a big candle here. This is this is not FOMC. This is NFP data, right? Where we pop down and you can see the sellers at the top. Again, you could say, hey, listen, there's a decent top on that one. There's your confirmation coming in. And that's exactly what we ran into in the overnight. So late last night, you could have placed something in there. Not a bad little trade. But again, is it really doing much? Not really, right? It's more sideways. With the dollar strength rolling back in and that Aussie weakness, that perceived Aussie weakness coming in, it's the same trade as yesterday. Break below 66.50. We're looking for a base in there. We've already punched through it once. Doesn't have too much. And again, it's kind of the same conversation because it's in the same spot. 38 pips. It's got to move about. And its 4-hour ATR is about 26. So it's got to move a little bit more than that to go down. But again, we're still looking for that break, and we're looking for a push. And again, any base, push, retrace down is kind of what we're looking for, right? But same conversation as yesterday. Also yen. So also yen, we were looking for a bounce. We were looking for it to punch through, bounce, and then go lower. It ended up hitting and just continuing to push. It never sliced through a second time in there. And now it is lower. I mean, we were looking for the lower move in there. It got it. And in actuality, I mean, there's a base here. It ended up using the base on this side where it punched into the zone. Here, I'll take that back off again. We're looking for kind of a push in, not just a little touch. It kind of happened here, right? With this base, this was kind of the push we were looking for. This was barely a graze off of it. So we got the trade. It needed to be finagled just a little bit, but again, 3 o'clock in the morning is really where this one triggered. Had you been looking at this, you could have said this morning saying, okay, look, European Open, we pulled back, we went down, we went lower, 78.6. We knew we had buyers there, and when it pulled back up, you could have said, that's where it looks good. And this trade is out, so it's a little bit too late now. But this was a European Open. There's a 3 o'clock candle right there. And this push to the downside, 1 to 3 is sitting right there. So this is 3.18. So you can see we're well past at this point. I do like this one to continue to go lower. I'd like it to kind of chop through a little bit of these and see where we are tonight. But it's the same story. We've been talking about, the BOJ, getting some data, kind of everybody kind of retracing and pulling back down again. Getting close to that 96 mark. I'm sorry, 96 mark. It's not as big. The 95 mark is, the 95.50 mark is really kind of where we're looking for the next bounce. So right now, again, I'd like to see where we are for the news tonight. It does appear that it's going to be more of a week-based data release tonight, so prepare yourself for that one. But again, the trade, it initiated. It wasn't here. This was not the entry we were looking for. It never sliced back through again. But here's where it did it. It punched down. It actually broke through the zone, came back up and grabbed it. So it ended up occurring at the European Open, not at noon. Right, it was the only difference between the two. But again, do like this down. Again, overall, we're looking for 95.65 to the downside. Euro dollar, not doing anything. So euro dollar is 16. Oh, 16. We're cruising now. 16 different, and it looks like it's trying to rally back up. So we're sitting here. I mean, the same thing. We knew we kind of had like a pinch in here. Yesterday we were sitting right here, so we're a little bit lower. We went up, we found these same people. I mean, again, a little bit too big of a zone to take a short off of, and then it just kind of flatlined, kind of went down, and then kind of reversed back up, and kind of is at a median point right now. I would say there's no real trend here. You could say, well, listen, it's consolidating in, right? Are we looking for an explosion? Kind of, but we don't have anything for 2 more days, so I don't know that we really have much of an explosion case at this point. I don't think we're going to do anything too crazy today. Comment wise, I mean, like I said, I don't even think on a lower. I mean, final wholesale inventories, not really. I mean, is crude going to move it around? Not really. I don't think crude will be a big one today. And we'll see. It's kind of, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. The only thing that, I mean, I guess, where is it? Crude may be a little bit volatile today. Maybe not. I don't know. I believe today is the ICJ meeting. I think that's today. Today, tomorrow, something like that. There's a hearing with the International Court of Justice or whatever is actually doing a hearing on Gaza. I guess there's people testifying or something. I don't know if that's today or not. They're basically trying to claim whether or not it's war crimes or not. If it is, if there is something that comes out, I don't think we're going to get any news today on it. But if we do, it actually may send crude a little bit crazy today. So this one may be rather blunt. Again, just because it is a Middle Eastern story. So maybe some crude oil action in that one. But for the most part, I don't think anything today really changes the trajectory. I don't think there's a big spike planned for this one today. Right now, again, we're still skirting down the middle. We're looking for 110.38, 108.64. Euro pound. All right, so euro pound. We went a little bit low. We were looking to see if we can get a pullback, and it really flatlined on us. Yesterday, we were sitting kind of right here. We went down and we kind of pulled right back up. We're almost in the same spot. This one's moved 13 pips. I mean, again, percentage-wise, 13 pips was not horrible. This one was a 37 pip ATR, but you can see it just pulled down in the overnight, pulled right back up again. So we can slide this down a little bit. It moves that zone out. We may actually have to push all the way down to here to make this one viable. But at this point, it kind of looks very similar. We do actually have a small, it's probably way too small. Let me see. 6, it's like 6 pips. So it's 6 pips with a 1.5 spread or 1.2 spread. I don't know. It will draw it. Maybe we can get something out of there. I added a little bit to it. How much did I add? Let's see. That's 9. 9 for 3 puts us right there, right at the bottom. So yeah, maybe. Again, this is not a monstrous mover, but something along. Whoops. Oh crap. Red, white. There we go. Something along those lines. 86.13, looking for a bounce. Again, the 23.6 does help. I like this one a little bit better because of how fast it exploded out of there. But there is a test, right? There is a test, and then you can throw the 23.6 and just kind of stack it in there in a way to increase your odds. Okay. Euro yen. I mean, we kind of drew it yesterday. We did get the push. It did come back up again at the 158. We knew where that area was going to be, and it's kind of in the, in the process right now. We were looking for the base, and again, the 1 hit, the 2 hits, the 3 hits with the base in there. Like, yeah, that's what I'm looking for. Drawing this one, this one is out as well. There is your. Here, let me draw the box. There's your box. Let's adjust this here. And then 1 to 3 is sitting right. There's 305, so you can see it's passed now. So this one's out as well. And again, this was a 19 for 58. Pretty easy trade. Again, it was really kind of looking for the pullback. You may have missed this one because you may say, hey, listen, it went all the way down to here. Didn't really kind of get all the way to the profit target. Is the 1 to 3 viable? And I would say overall, it wasn't, again, a decent base. We were looking for the base. We knew that this area is going to be smoked. And when it started to kind of punch back up again, it did it fast enough where it's like, yeah, it's not bad. And you can see, nice little run on that one. I still think this one continues to deteriorate down. Again, this one took a little more finagling. This one would have also been a European session open trade. So again, if you were awake at 3, that's how you trade the European Open. Okay. And again, put it on, go to sleep, or you're right at 9. So purely a European session move. But again, grabbing 58 pips on that one. Nice little run. Pound dollar. All right, so pound dollar. This one finished yesterday. Actually, there was the spike up and it finished. Again, you weren't holding this one in the overnight. But if you continued to cross, there was another opportunity. Actually, I think the best thing to do on this one would have been to kind of shorten the zone a little bit and actually put the zone into here and say, okay, listen, I didn't get this one before, but it had a very strong push out of it. Using this as your risk level here, right? And then when this pulled back up again, being in the trade there, and there's 1 to 3 is sitting right there, and this one would have triggered late last night at about 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, but it's not bad. Again, you got this little test off the area. Maybe it was too many hits for you, but trying to play this one, if you did not play it, because again, this was a Friday-based trade that ended Monday morning, which again, you're not holding that over the weekend. If you still wanted to take advantage of it here, you were able to get it for 11 pips worth of risk with 35 profit on the other direction. Again, nice little risk to reward ratio trade, and it helps you again be able to trade that zone. And again, a lot of it is because of the entry in, and then once it started to form this, you're like, yeah, give me the pullback, give me the pullback. Again, a little bit riskier, just by the number of hits on it, but again, you're not trading over the weekend, low volume, that kind of stuff. All right, pound yen. All right, so pound yen. Yesterday, where are we at? 38 pips different on this one. Yesterday, we were sitting right here. So we are a little bit lower. It didn't really go back up and grab the 184.27 like we wanted. It did hit again, which is awesome, and then hit again, which is awesome, because now we have 1, 2, 3, and we're skirting that number 4. Okay, so I would say that the base isn't necessarily here. I'd like to see this tick up a little bit, but I'm afraid that it may be a little bit too soon. Kind of setting this one up. I'm afraid this one is not going to get an entry. Something along those lines there. And 1 to 3 is only sitting there. I'm afraid this one's just going to continue to go lower. Kind of a hard. It's a little bit too far. This top is testing here, so I would not have used that one. It's not bad. I guess it's okay. It's an all right top. 830. It's okay. Oh crap. Okay. No, hold on one sec, guys. Sorry, I'm getting messages. Okay. Melissa's not panicking. She's like, can you log into Jin's tablet and download stuff for her in case we lose power? That's the other thing. So we're scrambling with the kids. We're like plugging everybody's tablets in, preparing to have no power. It's like, oh my god. Yeah, it's gonna be, for lack of a better word, it's gonna be a shit show tonight. Yeah, so I think 182 is on the books. Again, if it pulls up, you can still pull the trigger. Again, I like the base here, but we need kind of an entry. This is not really the entry we're looking for, but it's close. But again, it's the end play that we were talking about. Dollar CAD. So dollar CAD getting a nice push. So we mentioned 135 yesterday. We were sitting right here yesterday. And we talked about this coming down in this area and being a potential reversal point. Again, this is one of those ones that you wanted to wait for the actual reversal pattern at 133.55. You can see the green, red, green is coming in here. So we could have shrunk this a little bit. But if you didn't, if you use the full, the full piece of it, it's 10 pips, which again, we like those 10 pip trades. There's your 1-3. So you're officially out. And all it did is it came back up and it tagged the 134. So another easy trade from yesterday. Again, remember, the reason we use this one is because it was a very easy draw from low to high. And then we had this level of basing with a confirmation. A confirmation sitting on a 50, you got to love those. If you're waiting for more of a true confirmation, right, you see that there's the bottom, there's the green, red, green. So right here is the confirmation of a bullish trend coming out of a 50% retracement level, kind of bisected right through. off of a confirmed rally base rally. Okay, so that one is out now. I wouldn't be surprised if this kind of plays up here and hits and then rolls back again. Again, there's no driving, no driving force to really punch it through the top. Um, Supposed to it. Um, yeah, so I wouldn't be surprised if this one turns and rolls. Is there a trade in there? Whoops, not that one. I just wanted the arrow. Again, some of this has to do with obviously some Canadian data, but um, oil maybe plays around with it a little bit. But for the most part, this was the trade we were looking for from yesterday, the 133.50 mark. Again, round number, 50%, confirmed 50% level. All those things are good. And again, 10 for 30. Gotta love 10 for 30s. Dollar Swiss. All right, so dollar Swiss. So dollar Swiss was the biggest mover. We're at 33 right now. So dollar Swiss is cruising. Problem with dollar Swiss is we were looking for a break. Yesterday, it kind of came down, found a bottom at 10:30, and kind of rallied its way back off of it. It didn't really move tons. Moved 35 pips. But right now, what are we running into? All these sellers sitting up in here. Is there a great zone there? Not really. I mean, for the most part, we could just draw a box here and say, hey, listen, yeah, we kind of channeling sideways, right? From the median point, it goes up about 50 and down 50. So I mean, it's a decent kind of back and forth. But is there any great zones to take on the top? Not really. Is there any great zones on the bottom? Not really. And we're playing with 85, right? The 85 number is sitting right. Let's click on this and take this right to 85. There's your 85 mark, and you can see, look, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, and we're just playing along 85. So, unfortunately, I think this will be the magnet until we get any true data for the U.S. Again, we do have a potential Harry Potter trade. I like that it hit and then kind of started to bounce around. I think it'll start eating those buyers up. Looking for this to push back down. But again, I think today the story is, hey, listen, they're not going to cut interest rates as fast as what we thought. So, kind of where we're at. Just sideways movement with the other trade setups. It's much, much better than what this dollar Swiss has been providing. Dollar yen. So dollar yen, we were looking for this one to pull back. When we drew it, we're like, oh, come on, just go a little bit more, turn. It ended up giving us actually a 23.6 over here about 4 o'clock, and then drove a little bit lower and then did it again. There may have been people that got in this one. There was nothing really sitting there. I guess it was kind of an old zone. It was kind of like I guess a little bit of a Harry Potter trade sitting right in there, right? Oh, that's what I did. I changed the color of the. Remember when I clicked on that other thing? There we go. I mean, I guess you could have tried to trade this one off of Harry Potter. I didn't catch this one. I wasn't looking at this one at the time. But again, a base pulled back again. Boom, broken, came back up and based in there. And it was a 23.6 at that point. You could have taken a short out of that position. It's over now, right? Profit target was hit, right? If I extend this, there you go. There's your profit target being hit. And it literally just bounced off our profit target, pulled back up, grabbed those same buyers, and is not playing in the same area. So um, that was good. And again, remember, this is an entire art itself, picking those profit targets. But with profit target hit, it's doing what it's supposed to do. There's a couple different kind of steps in here. I think here's bad, not bad. Here, again, obviously this area. Whoops. That's kind of what we're looking for right now. I don't even like any of these really. Hmm. Yeah, it's fine. Hmm. Yeah, I don't really like any longs on the bottom. And this is okay. I don't really love any of this over here. I'd say anything else. Again, my opinion on this one is still kind of short, although I wouldn't be surprised if it tries to kind of start pushing back up to the 145 mark. There are some hiccups over here, but as far as an actual trade setup on this one, besides taking the short from that broken level, yeah, I think there's better opportunities out there. So not really my favorite right now. Just too much kind of slow non-movement back and forth. Let's check out oil. Let's see. Oil kind of came back up. We were kind of trying to forecast this one all the way back down, and it didn't quite get there. It kind of ran out of steam at 10 o'clock yesterday, and we mentioned that. Kind of pushed back up, and we're kind of sitting. We were sitting here yesterday, so a little bit higher. All it did was grab. It looks like it grabbed this level right here, right? The last big push off is what it grabbed to push back down. We'll see. This one will probably move around a little bit with oil. There you go. Crude oil. Crude futures, 28 minutes ago. Crude futures pick up after sell off. I mean, yeah, it punched up, and then since you wrote that article, it's been, it dropped from $73 back up to 71.30. So timing the articles is awesome. Right now, it looks like this one wants to continue to push lower. It will be preparing for news, so we'll see. The forecast on it right now, you can see it's expected to be a 0.3, almost nothing surplus increase, so not really like a big deal. Nothing super exciting on that one. So, as far as trading news today for oil, you can do it, but there's just not enough other catalysts out there. We kind of need a big headline, which I don't know if we're going to get one. And again, obviously with storms and things like that, you will see commodities burst a little bit. But right now, the dollar is up just a smidge, right? And you're seeing all the commodities pretty much in lockstep. Now, natural gas. We did roll back again, tag that profit target. Now, it did punch higher. From when we talked yesterday, we talked about, hey, look for this to kind of reverse off that $3 mark. And, it did. It came up and it actually hit that $3 mark at 230 yesterday and then pulled back down. And funny enough, it actually just happened to grab that old basing level and take off, right? Punch through the level and then use that level. I think the problem with this right now, and again, yeah, it slows right here. Again, this is a weather-related story. The reason why we saw the big surge up is, oh my God, the East Coast is going to get a lot of snow. First nor'easter of the year, woo! Nothing happened. We pulled back, right? And then all of a sudden, magically yesterday, there's basically an August hurricane hitting us in July. Is basically what the equivalent is, and that's why we're seeing the surge higher. So that's why I'm going to go fill sandbags in that. So yeah. Again, a weather-related story. It'll probably put a cap in the next 24 to 48 hours. We should see. Oh Jesus, what the heck is this? Okay, I was like, wait, what? Breaking news? It wasn't a big deal. Oh wait, what? Oh, okay. It was a weather alert. I was like, oh God, what happened now? Yeah, so I would expect it to turn back down again. If we play back and forth as we're hearing power outages, that would be one thing, and then we should push back down again. It may take a day or two for this to push, but again, I think it's artificially inflated. One snowstorm, two big, major, flooding story coming in. Again, anything weather-related, natural gas seems to move, but it should push back down again. But we're not there yet, right? I don't want to say it's the calm before the storm because this is the craziness before the storm. But once the storm hits and the day after, and when the world hasn't ended, when the ark doesn't have to save the world, we should see this push back down. Again, probably in the 285 mark first, and then we shoot for 270s. Gold just super choppy. We mentioned yesterday that we got a big area to chop through, and you can see it hit right the middle of that area and then pulled back, and it's like, oh God. And then it tried again and didn't even get as high, and just it's fighting in this area, and it's fine. It's grinding its way just a little bit higher. But we knew that we were going to probably see something along those lines. Right now they are split. Gold is actually in the green. Silver is slightly in the red. Again, shows you that there's no big driving force right now. Again, silver tends to be double what gold is. Maybe it's signaling a reversal. That could be what we have coming in. Silver has to move first because it is supposed to do twice what gold does. And that's entirely possible. And again, would that make sense in this chart? Yeah, it would. I mean, we know there's areas of selling in here. Is there a great trade setup right now in gold? I would say no. This is just way too grindy back and forth. There's no clean levels. And again, it's a lack of a catalyst right now is what the main issue is. Silver. Again, silver slightly in the green now, but is it moving? No. I mean, it's just sideways. It's like this, right? We knew we had levels here. We're peaking above, peaking below, and really looking for, more of a magnetic attraction. And I mean, here's where we were sitting yesterday. We're basically dead even, hasn't moved at all, which is weird for silver, right? Silver tends to be more of a mover of gold. And it is just not today. again, some of it may be weather related, some of it may be, questioning, maybe the Fed is not cutting in March, right? This is the speculation over here that, again, they would cut and they would cut too early. And the Fed doesn't seem to be falling for, the market sentiment. And again, the Fed's been clear. So I'm not exactly sure why the market was so, I don't know if it's wishful thinking or if they're hoping again or what it was, but I don't know. So I was happy to see an article. No, I was happy to see an article about that. So yeah, not a whole lot here. As far as opening print goes, let's drop this down to a 15-minute and see what we got here. That was from yesterday. 9:30. I mean, they're kind of flatlined here. I would say if there's anything, if you shrink this up a little bit, yeah, 3 o'clock. Here's kind of where there's a sell zone up top. It kind of just stopped on us, right? 9:15. We're just kind of chopping in here. Obviously, this is all yesterday morning. This doesn't really count. Here's the overnight confirmed level. Maybe if we surge up later today, maybe we'll have some selling opportunity coming in up here at 47.85.25. But right now, that was the only confirmed level in the overnight. It did confirm at 7:45. Was formed at starting at 3 with kind of a quick confirmation. It's the best trade setup we got on this one. So I'd say no entry right here. It's kind of choppy in the middle of nowhere. Not really concerned about it. Looking at NQ. NQ is close. Same thing. 8:30. 9 is here. 9:15. I would say kind of the same thing. There's something similar with a little touch there. This may actually be like a 10:30 reversal coming off that area. Again, it's 10 o'clock now. We're kind of speed through. I got to meet my buddy, but it's close, right? It's confirmed. Again, started to form at about 4 o'clock this morning. Was confirmed at 7:45. So again, opening print would have been great. Now it's almost like, hey, listen, if we get another half hour, we can surge just a little bit more. 10:30 reversal, hit it, and then roll. It's the potential, right? And there are some, kind of interesting spots here to the downside. There's a little bit of a base sitting right here on this one, right? And again, maybe there's a racetrack. Maybe you see if it gets negative, and then if we get a base in here, look to take this even lower, back down to this, I don't know, 16,490-ish area, somewhere probably in there, right? But right now, this one looks like it also could get much, much worse. YM, where are we at? YM's collapsing. 9:15, 9:30. Yeah, there's nothing that can. It's got one of those confirmed levels sitting up top as well. But this one is just catapulted to the downside. So these trades are out. These are old levels. There's actually some buyers sitting right where we are now. So we'll see. Maybe not quite the weakest, but there's something here. But again, any good zones down here, I'd say maybe target wise we look for this one to come down to here. But again, opening print, no. I would say a decent level to look at maybe for tomorrow. I mean, if we rally all the way up, maybe it rolls off that, but not opening print, not being right here, 9:30. There's nothing. I'm not interested in any of those longs. Russell 9:15, 9:30, kind of the same. This was actually breaking through. The low would have been at 7 o'clock. This is kind of breaking through. Same thing. Drop, retest, sitting right there, right? Again, 7:45, confirmation. So I would say this one, it did turn a little bit, and again, it's the weakest on the board. Russell tends to do that. It did grab the grab the red candle right behind this big wall. So so funny. We talk about that. It's about really like grabbing the candle behind the big push. Here's the big push. It was a big red candle, and that's funny that's how close was it? Look at that. Right on. Right on. It's very similar. Say very similar over there. So yeah. There's some okay things. 97. Yeah. I don't know. Like I said, the yen plays were the big ones in the overnight. Trying to think. I don't even know. And we're trying to get back up on 1-250. So again, we're seeing the dollar start to come back in the U.S. session. So again, that should help drive silver and gold down, but I don't think it's going to be anything major. I think crude is probably has the best chance today for some news, but I don't think it's going to be earth-shatteringly different. I think it's probably maybe that's about the only thing we got. I mean, like I said, I mean, we're reaching here using the yellows, and even with that, what do we get? Trade balance was, crappy. Dollars was good a little bit, not the end of the world. Yeah. Oh wait. Oh, crude's tomorrow. My bad. Crude's tomorrow, not today. So yeah, so crude should be pretty dead. We're not going to see anything in crude today. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Maybe Barr says something at 12. Where's Barr speaking? Um, I don't know. A fireside chat of bank regulation hosted by women in housing and finance. Okay, so probably not. Yeah. So everything's out for the day. Again, I think CPI tonight is probably the best opportunity we have. This may be one of those days where put some levels on, set some alerts, and then walk away and do other stuff. So, yeah, it is what it is. All right, let's get into our drawing. I got to go. I got a date with some sandbags. Some, not that I guess. I mean, they help a little bit, but you know, Eastport. If you guys are familiar with Annapolis and Eastport, like Debbie, you were there recently. When you go down to Ego Alley down there, you get any type of like hard rain. It's. I guess it's technically below sea level or whatever. It's built up a little bit, but it's a very hard time down there. Whenever there's like hard rains, typically those streets flood. With high tide today, it's supposed to be 4 feet higher than normal. The dock will probably be underwater. Eastport will probably be quite flooded. So yeah, it's gonna be exciting. So yeah, should be fun. All right, I'm gonna close this down at 2:30. Looks like people are trying to snipe it. 2 more seconds. 1 more second. All right, boom. Here we go. All right, winner of today's drawing is Narrow. Narrow takes it with 6. I'm telling you, there's magic in that one, right? 6 is the thing, Narrow. Right? Give you your 100 for today. All right. With that said, everybody be safe. As I said, we'll see. Obviously, if I have no power tomorrow morning, I will shoot you guys a message through my phone. That I'll be able to keep charged with between the car and an external battery. So wish me luck. Hopefully it's not as bad as what they're making the weather report out to be. Obviously the snowstorm was not, but rain and wind, you look on radar, it's coming. Should be an exciting and fun 24 hours. So with that, you guys, I'm out of here. Have fun. Oh yeah, Debbie, there's absolutely gonna be funny. I'll see you guys tomorrow, hopefully. Fingers crossed. With that, I'm out of here. I'll see you guys later. Take care.